Okay, today is September the 2nd, 2015, and this is the Northeast Pacific Color Infrared Loop, and we're looking at 3 hurricanes. By the way, this is a historic moment. The last 3 days, this is the first time in recorded weather history that we've had 3 major hurricanes out in the Eastern Pacific. Okay, and there's an article on that. I'll show that later on in this video, but this is the first time that we've had 3 major hurricanes in the Eastern Pacific all at the same time lined up like they are right now. And earlier today, this depression 14E was hit pretty good with a transmitter, and there was bits of that storm flying in different directions. I was unable to do a video at that time, but otherwise this would have been a spooling up pretty good into a 4th hurricane. So right now, let's go take a look at, we've got Jimena, Ignacio, and Kilo, and this is the weakest of the 3, the middle one here, Ignacio. Jimena still has 105 mile per hour winds at 965 millibar core pressure. That's moving northwest at 5 miles per hour. Now Ignacio has 75 mile per hour winds, a core pressure of 982 millibar, and that storm is also moving to the northwest at 13 miles per hour. Now Kilo has winds of 86 miles per hour right now, has a core pressure of 970 millibar, so it's the second most strong, it's the second strongest hurricane of the 3 right now. And I'm not sure of the direction it's moving. It looks like it's sort of stationary right at the moment. We have there's some high pressure being built, and let's go look at that right now in the water vapor loop. There's a high pressure being installed right now by a HARP transmitter right here, and but that whole system, this high pressure is being bulldozed by this new flow out of the Bering Sea. So the entire the pressure system and the moisture flow behind it are being pushed into this flow here, and that will split this flow in half, and that will probably end any chance of this hurricane here, Kilo, getting pulled up in the flow, which is heading back towards the west coast. All right. Now, what else is what else is happening here is there's a hot air high pressure zone being built around this hurricane. We've seen this before over when Dolores and a few other hurricanes were encircled by high pressure, and then they killed the storm by hitting the core of the storm with focused microwave. All right, and that's what's happening here. They're doing the same thing. We can see them doing that. We'll keep an eye on this. There's a lot of monsoonal flow still happening here, which is moving into New Mexico and Arizona. This tropical depression 14E is generating a lot of moisture, which is heading right up into the United States. Now, the tail there was a long 2,000-mile tail that was coming off of this storm here, Ignacio, and part of that storm, part of that tail began to spin counterclockwise with a lot of moisture in it, and it moved into Southern California yesterday. And yesterday in the area here, it was very, very, a lot of heavy chemtrail activity. The entire sky was a soup. And I've got some video of that. I was unable to upload that yesterday, but I'd like to get that up online and let everyone see the timing, the specific timing of the aerosols in relation to the onshore arrival of any rain. And here we have a chance of rain right there from that little system, and we got chemtrails instead. So there was no rain in Southern California, although around 4 p.m. yesterday we did see some very dark skies developing, but as you'll see in the video of the chemtrails that I made, the skies were over these tops of these clouds. We saw the planes dispensing the aerosols. So once again, when there's a chance of rain, they're spraying on top of all that moisture to stop the rain, the potential of the rain. All right, so let's go on and move on to the other maps. We have a close-up here. This is the water vapor map for Hawaii. You see this is Ignacio right here, and it's spinning, moving to the northwest. It's down to 75 miles per hour when it was right over here about 3 days ago, down at 130 mile per hour winds, even 140 mile per hour winds, and then they started hitting it and pushing it away with this high pressure that's been parked down below Hawaii. Let's go take a quick look at that again. There's still high pressure all through here, but now they're encircling this storm. Okay, and the next thing here is Jimena. They're going to have to deal with that next, right here. So this will be interesting to watch. We got two of these right in the immediate vicinity of Hawaii. So keep an eye on all that real carefully. Okay, here's the rainbow loop for Hawaii. And we got some thunderstorm activity right here moving through the islands. All right, and here's the outer bands of Hurricane Jimena right there. So in a day or two, a couple of days, this storm will be heading right into Hawaii. But they'll re-steer it, just like they did with Ignacio. And here is the visible light mode. Okay. All right. Looks like there might be a couple of harp bands here, a couple of blast patterns. They're hitting this very gradually, not with full power. And because everybody in the world's watching this is the first time in weather history that we've had 3 major hurricanes. So there's a lot of people watching the what's going on here. So they're not going to do anything really foolish to make it obvious that they're using transmitters to blow these storms apart. So, but we're going to keep an eye on it nonetheless. All right, here's the Central Pacific water vapor loop showing the 3 hurricanes and the general flow of the upper level winds. Okay, and so by tomorrow I figure they're going to have this system right here completely surrounded, and that will serve to block Hurricane Jimena from moving in too close to Hawaii. All right, yesterday it seemed like this storm might actually come back around and hit Hawaii, but they've quickly built this in to protect Hawaii from any backtracking that this other flow that we were talking about coming out of the northwest would have could have pushed the storm back towards Hawaii, but that's not going to happen apparently. It doesn't look like that now. All right, let's keep going here. This is the infrared loop. Okay, let's keep going. There's the visible light mode. Not a whole lot of obvious things occurring right now. These storms are they've been hitting these very gradually and keeping them away from the islands. That's the main goal. All right. Okay, now here's the southwest this is the water vapor loop right here, and this is the spinning low pressure that was formed out of the tail of Hurricane Ignacio, which should have brought rain. We can see there's nothing happening here, but there's plenty happening over here. They're getting rain through Baja and Mexico and part of Arizona and New Mexico over here, but look right here. This is nothing but chemtrail soup over here. So once again, the pattern, proves out what's happening here. The name of the game is to keep California dry, and that's what they're doing. And we're going to try to demonstrate that every day by the consistency of the evidence appearing. All right. Okay, so here's this is the infrared rainbow loop. Same image. We can see the intensity of the rain moving through the area, and we see just a little bit of moisture in the eastern area of California, the desert area right through here. All right, LA and this area is fairly dry. There's not anything going on. Some high clouds, chemtrails mainly. All right. Okay, now here is the East Pacific water vapor loop. This is Depression 14E right here, and they've been hitting this with a transmitter a couple of different times during the day, and we saw a tremendous blast pattern earlier today, and there were pieces of this storm flying all over the place up here in this moisture field. The last thing these guys want that are running these transmitters is have a 4th hurricane among the other 3. They only have so many transmitters they can, dedicate to what they have to do, and so they quickly they hit this morning. I wish I had video of it, but there is a lot of violent activity. You can see the blast, some evidence of blast activity through this whole flow right here. All right, and they'll hit this again because this is going to rebuild. They can't. They're just going to keep hitting it because they got their hands full with these other 3 storms. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the. This is the infrared loop, and we can see the intensity diminish quite a bit after that storm is hit. It's a bright red, and then we see a lot of diminishment right there. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead now and take a look at the. This is the National Hurricane Center maps. Kilo is no longer listed on the East Pacific maps with any data because it's moved into typhoon. You know, it's moved over the 180-degree longitude bar, so it's officially now a typhoon. Let's go ahead and go back to the other screen here. Okay, here we go. Here's 14E. 14E has 35-mile-per-hour winds, and it's forecast to just move basically due north, more or less, and then make a turn sometime over the weekend. So we'll keep an eye on that and see what happens. All right, let's go back to the Central Pacific. Here's the data on these other 2 hurricanes. Okay. Now, I want to show you guys an article, ladies and gentlemen, everyone out there. This is an article on the lifescience.com website. Lifescience.com. Okay. Now, here is the article. I'm going to move the camera here a little bit. And we can see what's going on here. They cite the reason for these hurricanes is the El Nino. They're citing El Nino as the reason for 3 Category 4 storms. Now, El Nino is a result, the warmer ocean temperatures is a result, I believe, in part because of the tremendous amount of ocean that is exposed to direct sunlight when they build high pressures over the eastern Pacific near the west coast. Let's go back to the map here real quick and talk about that. During the wintertime, there's the last 2 or 3 winters, actually 3 winters, we've had high pressure right out here installed by HARP transmitters just sitting stationary. And the storms that come out of the Pacific come down and they bounce off of that, and then they ride up over and down through the United States diagonally and bring all that heavy snow. Boston had record snow last year. All the entire, the Northeast and even down in the South had a lot of snow, a lot of crazy weather, and that's because of all this redirected stormy weather that never made it into the West Coast. But the point I'm making is that when they build these high pressures, and there are hundreds and hundreds of thousands of square miles of ocean that is just exposed to the sunlight, and so that will heat the ocean. This is a man-made climate change, a deliberate man-made climate change event. So anyone that tells you that that this is Mother Nature, it's not. This is all man-made stuff, and so we're suffering the consequences of all that. All right, let's go back to that article real quick, and we'll just scroll down through it here. Okay. That's basically it. I just wanted to get that into the record. They're basically just blaming it on El Nino, but they don't talk about, in this article, they don't discuss, weather manipulation or HARP transmitters or microwave, highly directional microwave transmitters or any of these technologies that exist right now. None of that's mentioned. But anyway, that's that. Okay, so this is pretty much it. We'll do another update tomorrow. If anything develops in the meantime, we'll get something up on the internet. Okay, so that's it.